What's up everybody, Dr. McKay here, welcome back to my channel. Today I am showcasing off my new Saturn V build in Space Engineers. But before we get started, if you want to go ahead and like, comment and subscribe, it really does help me out. If you want to go ahead and follow me on Twitch, you can watch me live when I play various games. With all that said though, this here is going to be one of my most detailed builds I've done so far, with a lot of research involved. So this, if you're not aware, is the Saturn V. This is the moon rocket that America used to get to the moon in 1969, and it is very much a one-to-one scale, as you can see as I drop down, and I'll zoom out here. That's the size difference between me little person and the rocket. It is just over 110 meters tall, which is basically 110 meters is the size of the rocket. We have 5 engines on the first stage with these custom engine bells that I've built specifically for these. This rocket is an auto launch to space. We have obviously the launch tower with a fuel supply all plumbed up and everything. We have connectors going to each stage. The rocket separates on each stage, and basically what I'm going to do is, after I've shown you the rocket itself and the tower, we're going to basically do a launch. We're going to go to the moon up there, and we're going to land it. We're going to land the lander, come back, and basically do the full sequence of the Saturn V and show you how to do each sequence. So when you play, you'll be able to then do what you like. So quick tour though, obviously we have the first stage of the Saturn V, which is what you see in the camera. We have then stage separation and the skirt for the second stage, which is here. The second stage main engines are in there, and the second stage is that section there, that's on screen. Third stage is this section here and the bit where it goes down. And inside the third stage, we have one main engine, which is in there. And we also have the Lunar lander, which is tucked snugly in there. And then obviously after that, we have the service module, which is this grey one here, which is connected with inside there with one main engine. We have the command module on top, which is where your astronauts go. And then we have the launch escape system at the top there as well, which basically detaches on its own. Now that is the full Saturn V rocket, and obviously we have a demonstration of the lunar vehicle down here, which is a little bit taller than what it is in real life, but I needed it to fit a space engineer person in, so that's what we have. The tower as well is pretty well, I say pretty well detailed, but it's like functional. So we have obviously our 4 fuel pipes for each stage. Obviously our first stage connector there, second stage connector, third stage and fourth, and we have launch. We have the crew arm at the top, just purely for decoration. We have a like crane system that the launch tower has in real life, with a like just a decorative crane piece. So yeah, we're going to get inside, I'm going to run you through the buttons, and then we're going to launch it to the moon. And we're going to basically like speed it up as well, because it takes like 15 minutes to get there. So obviously Saturn V by Dr. McKay, you come in here, follow the elevator up, because, you know, and it's usually a jetpack as well. Now we're at the crew level, come out, walk across, down the crew arm, into the white room, and then we got the capsule. The capsule can fit 3, as the Apollo capsule did in real life. Once you're inside though, you want to basically press this button, and that will push back the crew arm. Then obviously shut this door. I'm just going to save it, just in case we have any mishaps. Now once you're inside the Saturn V, doesn't matter what camera angle you have, but the first thing you want to do is just make sure that crew arm is detached, because that doesn't move back automatically. So the buttons are, up is automated launch go. Basically that does the an auto launch sequence to the third stage. Once you're at the third stage, you are in control of the vehicle. But obviously, we should roughly be in 0G once we get to that point. So if I hold it up, it'll show you. It says timer block start. That'll obviously start the rocket. Right on the D-pad is the service module engine. So you turn them on just before you detach the service module from the third stage. Down is the fairing for the third stage, and then right is the service module to the lunar module separation. So we'll go through all that as we go, but the only one you want to worry about right now is up, because that is your auto launch to space. So with all that said, astronauts in, strapped tight, we're going to press up and we're going to launch from the tower. The tower should automatically separate from the pad, and we should be then going off to the moon. So 3, 2, 1, I'm pressing up. There's the main engines on, as you can see at the bottom. Arms retracting. And liftoff. I've added obviously some exhausts into the engine bells to give it a nice texture and feel. So what we're going to do now, we're going to fast travel, or not fast travel, we're going to speed it up to first stage separation. So, see you in a minute. First stage separation. There she goes. Now we're in 0G, we just gotta wait for the second stage to burn out, which will happen in 20 seconds. So the third stage gets you into 0G. The second stage, sorry, gets you into 0G. So stand by for stage separation. Remember, you have to control the third stage when it lights up. So when the second stage shuts down, you need to push forward on the joystick to move away from. So there we go. Now we're moving. The third stage will do its own thing. Just let it pass. It should just fall back down to the planet now. So now we're in 0G and we're in space. We are now on the third stage, which is basically the service module, the lunar lander, and whatnot. You can use the third stage's main engine to get you wherever you want in space. But essentially, the real world Saturn V's third stage basically was to circularize the orbit of the ship, and then once it's in a circular orbit, it will then fire up his engines again to do the translunar ejection burn, which basically would fire towards the moon. But because space engineers don't have orbits or anything like that, we're just going to use it a little bit just to get to about 100 kilometers of the moon, where we want to go anyway. As you notice as well, there's a small clang drive. That's not me turning, that's the ship turning. It's due to the fairing there. So now we're here, we're stationary. We're going to basically press right on the D-pad. Turn on our service module engines. See the engine's on. Now we're basically going to press down, and that should open up the fairing. You might have to give it a little shimmy. There we go. So the fairing is open. We're going to press left on the D-pad now to detach the service module from the lunar lander. We're on free. We're going to pull forward a little bit, just a little bit. We're going to switch to the next page. We're going to spin all the... Ooh. Well, if I did the right thing. We're going to spin around, like so. Line ourselves up with the lunar lander. We are now docked together. We want to press, I think it's up. That's the service module truss. So up gets rid of the truss at the back. So you see the two red things there now. So just move out of the way then. Alright, then we press right. That should detach the limb from the third stage. We press right now. And then we pull out the limb from the third stage. Like so. Brilliant. Right. Essentially now what we do is check what the down one is. Right. Down is the docking for the limb, but we're not going to worry about that. Now essentially we go backwards towards the moon. So we just fire up and aim for the moon. Because technically we would be doing this while traveling towards the moon. Get up to speed here. Right, now I'm going to turn dampeners off. Going to leave my cockpit. Going to travel into the limb. And I'm just going to extend the legs so we don't have clang. There we go. Now we're basically now traveling to the moon. I don't understand why we still have clang. With our main engine bell facing towards it, because that is essentially how it did in real life. I don't know if there's just clang just because of the legs, because we have hinges. You know what this game's like. So we're going to fast forward it now until we get to the moon. So I'll see you in a minute. now we're back. I think I'm gonna turn the engines on now. Dampeners on, slow down. I could have gone the extra 13 kilometers, but I think this will do. Wait till we come to a full stop. Alright, now we're at a full stop. We can exit our seat, travel into the lunar lander, make sure to shut the doors. Nope. Make sure to shut doors. Then once we're in the lunar lander, we can go onto the control panel. Basically, you want to press up and right to turn on the RCS and the landing stage engine. And then we want to press left to detach from the service module. So 3, 2, 1 and detach. We are now detached. We're going to orientate ourselves to the moon, which is there, and basically we're going to go down. Now this orientation is slightly different. Basically that is your flight orientation, so obviously up, down, left and right from this orientation, which is a bit different than the service module. But we have now left obviously the lunar lander up there somewhere, which says small grid, and we're going to come down for a landing. So obviously we're not caught in the moon's gravity yet. Just going to speed it up a little bit. I'll catch you in a minute. There we go, planet's gravity. So line yourself up with the horizon line. There you go. Now we should be perfectly straight. Probably want to turn your dampeners on when you get to about 1,000 meters. And basically do a controlled descent from there. So 1,000 meters, I'm going to turn it on. Keep it about 50 meters a second. Remember to keep the horizon line square. Right, so like I said, we got to descend down, keeping it going at about 50 meters a second. Make sure we're not going to land on any craters, hills, whatnot. So at 400 meters. Just orientate myself so we could land in a nice flat area. That's like hilly. Let's just move somewhere. Nice bit of flat terrain there. Remember to keep that crosshairs in that horizon line. Right, we're going to come down. $40 meters, 30 meters. Just tapping the button till we go down. There's my shadow. When we get down, let go of the turn your engines off and touch down on the moon. And we're down. So we can get out now and have a little exploration. Put the helmet on. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. There we have it then, folks. That was the launch to the moon. Let's build a flag, shall we? There we go. The American flag on the moon. It's pretty sweet. So once you've done what you're doing on the moon, gather your rock samples and whatnot. I couldn't put a ladder on this because ladders are too big, so just use jetpack. Come back up in your limb, close the door, wait for it to pressurize. We have pressurization. And now we're ready for a flight. So basically go to your first page, turn on your right thrusters, which is your basically your compartment's RCS. Go to the second page, and basically you want to do this simultaneously, but you want to press up and then right, and now detach the Lunar ascent stage from the Lunar descent stage. So 3, 2, 1, and press A to go up. And we're going up, and now we've got to meet the Lunar module, which is somewhere up here. Just keep going straight up until you get ping. I've set it to 50,000 meters, so there it is, small grid, 4 kilometers away. Directly straight up. Is that? We're in 0G now, so now we've got to do rendezvous and docking. Now this can be quite tricky to dock. So we'll kind of line it up. Alright, now you gotta be careful here not to go too fast. Just want to kiss them together. Like so. Once you're in, you can turn off your engines. Detach or come out. Travel through into the service module. Make sure to close the door. Once you're in the service module, basically what you want to do is you just want to spin around like so, and then basically press down on the D-pad to detach from the lunar lander. Position yourself now towards planet Earth, or the planet that you want to go back to, which is over there, and literally thrust until you get to maximum thrust and turn your dampeners off. And now we wait. So what we'll do, we'll see you when we get there. we're now coming up to last staging and the events. Basically, as we get to about 44 kilometers, you want to basically press left on the D-pad. That'll basically start the separation from the capsule and the service module. It gives it enough time at 43, because 42,000 is gravity. So at 43 you want to do it, and it gives enough time for the dampeners to work. So make sure to turn dampeners on as well when you get to 43. And that should basically separate the service module from the command module, and the command module should fall, uncontrolled to be fair, fall to where you're pointing. So I'm pointing at the water there. It should fall towards the water. So, here we go. So at 44 and a half, I'm going to turn dampeners on and then press left on the D-pad. Starting now. And now we're separated. The dampeners will pull, make sure that the service module stays up there, and we'll fall at 87 meters a second till we get past there, 42, and we should be in planet's gravity now. There we go. So now in planet's gravity, just flip around, face the moon, and basically sit back and relax, and let's hope you've aimed well. So we're going to fast forward until we land, so I'll see you in a minute. And welcome back everybody. We're now coming up to 5 kilometers before touchdown, our final leg of the mission. Parachute should open about 1,000 meters up. That's what I've programmed to. So like I said, just sit back and relax. I've been recorded now for just over an hour. That's how long it's taken me to go from the Earth planet to the moon and back again, from where I've positioned the moon, that is. I do recommend the speed mod if you want to go faster, or jump drives. It's up to you. There we go then. Parachutes should deploy. There are the parachutes. And a nice soft landing. There we go. And now I'm swimming. So there you have it, folks. That is the full launch sequence and showcase of my brand new Saturn V. And if you want me to build a rocket that I haven't built, that you want, let me know in the comments. I'll get around to building one. I like to take build suggestions, so feel free to leave one in the comment. All that said though, that is the Saturn V. I hope you all enjoyed the video and the build. If you did, please leave me a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to watch me live on Twitch, feel free to follow me. The link is all in the description, and there'll be a link to the Saturn V in there as well. All that said though, I've been Dr. McKay. Thank you all for watching, and until the next time, I'll catch you then. Cheers and goodbye.